Hey, you guys. So, David here, and boy, am I feeling punky. As if, I don't know if you, I just made a note as I do before I go I go live about what this is about today, and I have a cold. I know, and and it's what a different world we live in today. If you have a cold, you know, a year ago, if you have a cold, you often we just still went to work, right? Now, if a man has a cold, he locks himself in his bedroom. And I have a cold. Um, Interesting how the mind, all on its own, just starts to really go with the story, because of what's going on with this virus, the COVID, And for me, although I've been practical and conscious and aware of the possibility of ever having that, not. I mean, I haven't been callous or unconcerned. I've been aware. I wear a mask and keep my distance and haven't been going out a lot. But anyway, I have something. And so what do you do when you have something, when you're feeling sick today? Last night I went online and booked an appointment for a test. That would be the first thing, right? Get a COVID test. So that's what I'm doing. I go today at 2, so that's not that far from now. It's a little after 11. So I go today at 2. Hi, honey. Hi. I'm just telling how shitty I feel today, and I have been away as well. I went to the West Coast, went to the island. My brother had a heart attack a couple of weeks ago, and I flew out to be his caregiver. And I was there with him for 2 weeks in Campbell River. And then my daughter and her husband are in Squamish, and I went there to visit my grandkids on the way home and spent a week there, and then flew home on Friday. On Friday. So mind, ego is, all I'm in my head, geez, I could have got something on the plane and who, all that kind of stuff, eh? And it's interesting to just be here now with what is. Look after the practical, of course. Go get the test, yes, and don't be inflicting my presence on others, and even when I go downstairs to make coffee now, this morning, I wore a mask, just because I don't know, yeah, and I have a couple of roommates, and we're all being conscious. Nathaniel's over at his girlfriend's, not coming home, he said, for a few days. So, those kind of things. So looking after the practical. But so when I went to bed last night, though, it was really in my chest. Oof, and it seems to have moved up into my sinuses. But I'm sure I'll be fine. It does feel like a real cold. And I think that a lot of it is I got a bit run down and from travel and stuff, and then Sunday I went for quite a good motorcycle ride, and it was a beautiful day on Sunday. But I did get a chill. I really did get a chill. It was no matter how nice it was still only about 10 or 11 degrees, and I put about 80 kilometers on, and it was so. I think I might have, I could have got a chill. It's it. So the practice, of course, is to be here now, not to get attached to thoughts. the mind, my mind, can make up story. And here, the practice really, in all times, but in times of when things are even more uncertain, like, when we're sick, to just breathe, be here, right now. We're going to meditate together in a couple of minutes, and let's practice that, being here now, and because this is the kind of time when fear can run in and grab a hold, and all of that, and there's nothing to fear, ever. And so that's the opportunity, I think, today, is to talk about that a little bit, that ego likes to make up stories, and there's been a lot of we've been motivated by a lot of fear lately, but it hasn't been my motivation. I've been motivated by common sense, I think. There's a virus going around, people are getting sick. Common sense tells me to be careful, to be conscious, to look after myself. I take a lot of D3, a lot of C, a lot of zinc, to keep the immune system up. And now I'm taking oregano and tons of C right now, tons of C, to help the body. And so those are just common sense things, right? So, yeah. I'll let you know. I'll go get the test. I'll go get the test in a little bit. And actually at 2 I go, so a couple of hours, 1:30, 12:30, yeah, 2.5 hours from now. And then maybe well, we'll know when the results comes in. But right now, just have a headache, and congestion in the face, in the sinuses. And chest feels better than it did yesterday. Yesterday it was quite tight and I was coughing a little bit. It seems to have moved up. So I think it's just a cold. That's it. So my reminder today, my practice reminder is, no matter what's happening, no matter, whether it's financial, whether it's physical, whether, it's a relationship breakup, whether it's, whatever the mind sees as a struggle or a problem, just remember that it's just the mind judging. Be here. Everything is exactly as it's supposed to be. There's nothing missing, nothing's out of place. So just be here, breathe in, breathe out. Carry on with the practical. Do, if you like to be useful, do what you can. The beautiful thing now is that even in isolation, we have this. We can communicate. We can be on the phone talking to friends. And there's no need to be totally isolated if we don't want to be. So that's my piece for today. So I'm going to read, like I do every day, from the 24-hour day book. And, a lot of the people that come and watch these videos are in the 12-step world. And so this 24-hour day book was written in 1948 for 1948 for the AA community at the time. Isn't that exciting? So here we go. And it's because it was written in 48. It's a little patriarchal. Yeah. Thank you, Kim. So it's a little patriarchal. 1948. It was a little patriarchal, and even sometimes just even a bit racist. So it was the time. It was it was a different world. And they had a different understanding. And so I sometimes edit as I go. I do. Hi. Thank you, Kim. Yeah. I'm sure, even though I'm feeling really punky, and that it'll be good. I can't remember if I've been taking a little bit of Advil. Is it Advil? okay for me? I think it is. And along with all the stuff for the immune system. Okay, December the 8th. And I've been bundling up warm. I slept actually in this t-shirt last night. And, the idea of keeping the body really hot was, one of my friends, JR, said, to kind of sweat it out. So I've been doing that. My room is quite warm and everything. The length of time, it says, the length of time of our sobriety is not as important as the quality of it. Absolutely. A man who has been in AA for a number of years may not be in as good mental condition or spiritual condition or emotional condition as a man who's only been in a few months. It is a great satisfaction to have been an AA member for a long time. We often mention it. It may sometimes help the newer members because they may say to themselves, if he can do it, I can do it. And yet the older members must realize that as long as they live, they are only one drink away from a drunk. What is the quality of your sobriety? So, our sobriety is dependent on our spiritual condition, and that's a daily thing. It's a daily thing. Meditation for the day. And greater works than these shall ye do. We can do greater works when we have a more experience of the new way of life. We have all the power we need from the unseen God. We can have His grace, His Spirit, to make us effective as we go along each day. Opportunities for a better world are all around us. Greater works can we do, but we do not work alone. The power of God is behind all our good works. Beautiful. And then prayer for the day, I pray that I may find my rightful place in the world. I pray that my work may be made more effective by the grace of God. It's interesting that many of us, whether in recovery or not, often are looking for purpose. What is my purpose in life? Why am I here? And sometimes, fear, ego, will keep us from shining our light. And I know that in my own case that for a lot of years I resisted doing just this. I resisted, carrying a message of love. And it's unfolded how it's unfolded. But I do know that for years I said no. And that was, in a way, that was ego-based. It was selfish on my part. I was afraid. And so when I when I talk to newcomers today, and everybody really has a gift to give to somebody else, and if you're experiencing, if you're having like a spiritual experience or experiencing the presence of God, of now, of the One, it's really, people want to hear it. And I think, step up and share it. Really, step up and share it. I love, Eckhart Tolle wrote a book, The Power of Now. And if you read that book, and really read that book, you'll see that things are happening in your life that you maybe didn't have a language for. That your experience of the One, of universal intelligence, of God, is happening. And sometimes it's easier to discern after we've read some books from some great spiritual leaders like Eckhart Tolle, and or listened to Mooji. I listened to Mooji quite a bit lately, and it helps us to see things that maybe we couldn't put words to, or we didn't have a language for. So I encourage you to do that, and it brings light into our lives, and with the light we're able to see what's going on. I know that for me, when I did the Enlightenment Intensive last fall with Trevor, Trevor Thibodeau led this Enlightenment Intensive, and the whole idea was to create a an experience of awakening, of the now, and that's why it's called Enlightenment Intensive. And when this happened to me on day 2 of the experience, it was like, oh my God, no pun intended, but oh my God. And then I realized that I had been in this place many times before, but didn't really recognize it. I didn't have the context or the to surround it to say what this was. And because I was an old druggie, I had always related it to my drug experiences as a youth, and I felt like. In the moment, I felt like I was on some kind of a trip, and when it happened at the Enlightenment Intensive, it just a whole bunch of the pieces fell in place. It was like, my gosh, look at that, and so, to keep looking, not to find anything because it's always there. It's always been there. It is now there, but to illuminate it. With the stories that like Eckhart tells and Mooji tells and Ram Dass tells and Dr. David Hawkins talks about, in detail in his books. So if you're interested in awakening, if you're interested in finding that space that is, the peace beyond, any description is there, those are some tips for you. I mean, also the steps in the 12 Steps of Alcoholics Anonymous lead us to that space as well. And so we're going to do a short meditation. Love you to join us. And let's sit for a few minutes and just be here now. Okay? So just close your eyes and hopefully you're sitting comfortably. I like to use the breath to come into the space. Use your breath. When we bring our attention to and our awareness to our breath, then we're here in that. It's not possible to think about a number of things at once, really. So if we're focused on the breath, then that's where we are. And the breath is as close to the moment as we can get in this way. And bring yourself into this moment with the breath. Just feel yourself wherever you're sitting. Feel the chair underneath of you, or the bed, or the couch, whatever you're sitting on. And feel your feet on the floor. Be in your body. Feel your body. We're going to drop down inside. Just leave all the ideas, all the concepts, all the beliefs. Let's leave them outside for a moment. We can pick them up later. Let's just be in this space, in this moment. Right now, just feel the light of love. The light of love shining into you, on you, through you. Just know that we are beautiful, we are one. We are more than specks of God. God is in everything. God is everything. Just let our thoughts go. If thoughts come in, just try to take our attention, just let them go. Nothing is missing. Nothing is needed. There's nowhere to go. There's nothing to get. There's no next. This is it. Right here. thoughts come, just let them go. Practice just letting them go. Back to the breath. Okay, let's come back. Wow. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. So, one of the things about feeling sick today, having a cold or whatever I have, is my heart goes out to a lot of folks that are really have been sick with this virus, and we send you love, and the whole thing has come a little more close to home for me. Sending lots of love, and it's just life. This is what happens sometimes, and to be where you are, accept where you are, feel it. In some way, give thanks for it, and this too shall pass. Nothing comes to stay; it all comes to pass. The only thing that stays is this space inside of us, this God consciousness is the only permanent. Excuse me. So, love you guys. Thanks. If you're watching on YouTube, love it if you'd like. Just like the video. Helps the algorithms. Share. Subscribe. Okay. Thanks, you guys. Bye.